What the f is up, guys? Sawcasm here, and today I'm here to sell you guys this magic gaming pill. For only 18 payments of $9.99 a month, for 16 months of course, you get this gaming pill. You take it instantly, you'll become 20 times, even 30 times, maybe even 50 times better of a player, depending on how bad you are to start with. It's all you gotta do, just take this pill. Very simple, very cheap, very effective. No, I'm just kidding, guys. But for real, there's like a ton of gaming products recently I noticed that they just had nothing to do with gaming. They just slapped the name gaming on it and they just try to sell it as like a product that helps you improve. There's nothing really like that that's actually going to make you a better player if you're a bad player to begin with. A lot of this stuff is more of like convenience, and some of this stuff just straight up doesn't work. You know, I'm not talking about anything in particular. Gamer gum. But let's get into 5 tips to actually help you become a better player, specifically in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So the first one is learn when to use your exo jumps and exo abilities. A lot of people, they think it's like a pogo stick and they're just jumping up and down all the time, like a jackhammer slash pogo stick. I don't know any jackhammers that go well, I don't know any jackhammers personally, unless it's like an insult. Like if you're called, yo, you're a jackhammer, then yes, I do know a couple of people who are jackhammers, but no, I don't actually know any, you know, material devices that are jackhammers personally. But anyway, so a lot of people, they just go bananas with it, and that's not good because you show up on the radar as a little blip when you do that. So if you're surrounded by people, that's the worst thing you can do. They're gonna spot you out right away. And you want to use it as well as sometimes. There are times when you want to abuse it, use it, love it. You know, there are times when it's clutch. You could be so clutch with this thing to get out of bad situations, get behind cover, all that good stuff. So use it creatively, use it to get behind cover out of bad situations, to get to objectives faster, to get to the action faster, but don't use it in certain situations when you need to be all the sneaky James Bond type. So the next tip I have for you guys that goes along with the previous tip is don't stand still. This game has the biggest gap of speed between, you know, the slowest player who's just walking, or maybe going prone if you're trying to use my stealth tactics, but the walking player compared to the player who's just boosting all around the place, there's a huge difference in speed. That's the biggest difference in any Call of Duty that we've ever had. And if you're just, you know, walking through the map, strolling through the map nice and easy, stopping every 2 seconds, take a whiff of the flowers, this game is so relaxing. You're gonna die. You might be very relaxed, and if you play this game to relax and smell flowers in game, then yeah, do that, but you're gonna die a lot because people are gonna be so fast, you know, people are gonna die, spawn behind you, and shoot you in the back. And then you're gonna get frustrated, which brings me to my next point. Stop getting frustrated. I understand in this game there's so much out of your control. You know, connection, getting shot from places you don't want to be shot from, stuff like that. It's easy to get frustrated in a game where you don't have control over a lot of things. But frustration only makes you worse. You want to limit your frustration as much as possible in order to learn from your mistakes. Instead of getting frustrated, think to yourself, maybe I could have placed myself somewhere else on the map, and then that would have given me a better shot of killing that guy instead of him killing me. Or maybe I wouldn't have died if I was over here instead, or if I was helping this, blah blah blah. So a good way to figure out what you actually should be doing is to rewatch your gameplay, because a lot of times in the heat of the moment it's hard to pick up on these things, maybe where you should have been or what you should have done. But if you rewatch your gameplay later, which there's no theater mode unfortunately in Advanced Warfare, but if you do have a capture card, you should definitely do this and analyze your own playstyle and mistakes. So anyway, the next tip I have for you guys is to get rid of any crutches you have. I talked about this a little bit more in depth on a previous video, but I'm just kind of gonna glance over it once again. Get rid of any crutches, anything in the game you rely on. So if it's a certain gun that you always use because it's so good, or a certain attachment like foregrip or toughness, anything like that, you want to learn to play without it so that when you go back to it, you'll be even better. Because if you keep using the same thing, if you keep using the bow, you don't challenge yourself, you're going to hit that learning wall a lot sooner. You know, you just gotta walk right into that wall. It's gonna hurt because it's a brick wall and your face is probably gonna get very bloody. So don't walk into that wall. Try different things, expand, and then when you go back to that thing, you'll be even better than you were before. I guarantee it. The final tip I have for you guys is something that it's still, it blows my mind. Like, that was supposed to be an explosion always. That was actually just me like blowing out with my pause. It blows my mind that people still don't do this and use it to the best of its ability. use the minimap in this game. It's been in the game since like Call of Duty -16, and it's always been so good and so useful, yet there's so many people who don't even know there is a minimap. Unless you play hardcore modes, then there actually is no minimap. But if you play softcore, there's a minimap and it's so useful. It's like a little piece of gold that you get, and some people decide not to spend this gold for some reason. I don't know, some people are just saving it their whole life. What are you doing? Spend that gold, bro. You might not have a chance to spend that gold later. So not only does the minimap show where the enemies are in the form of a red dot or a little blip when they use the exo abilities, you can actually use it to kind of picture in your head where the enemies will be if there is no enemy showing up. This is something that you definitely pick up more over time, and I could go into a huge in-depth series about this. Like, I think I'm actually gonna do that, talk about how I predict where enemies will be based on where my teammates are. That's really what you want to do. You want to, because you could always see where your teammates are, what direction they're facing, and when they're shooting. So this information, if you know how to use it and analyze it properly, you can really pick apart the map and the gameplay and see where the enemy is. You'll know where the enemy is, but just based on that. If you see a bunch of your teammates facing a certain direction, like maybe at the B dom flag, they're all facing that direction and they're all shooting towards it, there's a good chance that there's probably a couple enemies there. So this is just something that you pick up on after time, you know, playing it a lot and actually using your minimap. So if you're not using your minimap, you're an insane wacko. Unless you're like a masochist, you just want to be like, yeah, I like to challenge myself, so that's why I'm actually too good when I look at the minimap. So I want to bring my skill level down to the other players, and in that case, why the heck are you watching this video? Anyway, that's about it, guys. I'm wrapping it up. I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope it helped you. If it did, please leave a like rating. It would really help me out. Let me know if any of these tips helped you, if you have any tips of your own in the comments below, because I would like to learn from you guys as well. And if you aren't yet subscribed, feel free to subscribe to keep up with my future videos. I post daily, every single day. That's what the word daily means. But as always, if you hated the video, be sure to dislike it, leave some painful comments, and unsubscribe, you hating ass bitch.